All right, so everybody talking about this situation involving Austin Metcalf's father, and he went full nuclear, and he was getting at the parents. He had a lot of stuff to say, and yeah, so a lot of people are playing his audio. I'm not going to play the audio. A lot of people already heard it, and he's mad. Emotional. It's been an emotional trial. His son gone. He probably feels some type of blame for that as well. I don't know what their household was like, but I'm pretty sure he feels some type of blame. But he um he probably feel like Carmelo Anthony should have got more time because he got 35. And I've been listening to a few people that serve time in Texas prison. Carmelo looking at 20 years. I know he's eligible for parole in 17, but another guy that got sentenced for a homicide in Texas, he got 35 plus years, and he said people say you have to do half of that, but he said he didn't get out until 20 some years. So he's looking at 20 some years to do. They're not going to let him out the first time. They're just not going to do it. Um, they're not going to let him out the first time. I'm watching inmates that has done 20 plus years in Texas Department of Corrections, and everybody's saying the same thing. And what's interesting is people are saying that Carmelo is going to have to fight, and they said it's probably going to be almost immediately. Somebody's going to test him, and he said that's going to happen at some point in his immediate stay there. Somebody's definitely going to test him, and he got to pass that test, or he's going to have a bad time in there unless he PC up. But the Metcalf's father, like I said, I'm not in agreement with what he said. He said a lot of hateful things. He's emotional. Um, he's called him. I don't want to repeat all the stuff, but you guys probably already heard it already. I don't want to repeat all the stuff, but he wants that family or whoever is listening to him to feel the same pain he's going through. That's why I say don't take this case too personal. You know what I'm saying? Just take it for what it is. Don't take this case personal, man. He wants people, whoever's listening at that particular moment in time, he wants you to feel the same pain he's going through. I can't understand the pain he's going through because I never lost a child in that manner. And I know that he know that this could have been prevented. Both families are suffering. Both families are suffering right now. He's out of the picture for at least 20 years. I know people saying that he'll get out in 17. Guys, I know how Texas get down, man. They gonna do everything in their they're gonna do everything possible for him to stay in prison. I know people saying, well, he got the appellate rights and stuff like that, but there's no guarantee in the appeals. It's gonna be many, many years before he exhausts his appeal rights. If For those that don't know, he might lose his first appeal bid, but that doesn't mean that he still doesn't have appeal rights. So it'll be years before he exhausts it all. And so he definitely have action in the appeals that way. But I don't know. There's no guarantee that he will even be successful in the appeals. But he has the right to appeal 30 days after the verdict, so which he already did. So he's going into to the appeals. But yeah, it's an unfortunate case because, like I said, both families are missing something. He's missing his son. They're missing their son, Carmelo, all over a few seconds of activity. Everybody's lives changed forever. And this is a case that we should learn from, not get upset from. We should learn from this case so you could tell your kids how to navigate out of the situation. Because if you're in high school, how many kids get tested in high school every day or get bullied in high school every day? It happens every day. And bullying doesn't stop when you're a child. It carries over when you're an adult. There's adults out here that try to bully. And you got to know to stay. You got to know to mitigate this. You got to know to prevent the trouble before it happens. You have to stay away from people like that. I know bullies. I don't hang out with them because if I do hang out with them and I know how my temper is, I might lay my hands on them, and I don't want to do that, or might seriously try to do something to them. So what do I have to do to prevent myself from going to prison? Stay away from them. Stay away from trouble. I had people, adults, make fun of me, not regular adults, but this person's not regular, but make fun of me because I don't have a prison record. Made fun of me. I never seen the inside of a jail. And that's nothing to brag about, but that's nothing to make fun about either. Like, you're not supposed to go be going inside of a jail because I was educated on the history of slavery. Since Austin Metcalf father brought up slavery, let me talk about that for a second because he got it wrong. First of all, he's not Native American. That's number one. I want to say that to Metcalf. I know you're not Native American. If you do claim Native American, you're not. You're a $5 Indian. And I'm not trying to make fun of you. Back in the day, if you study history, people paid $5 back in the day to get on what you call the Dawes rolls. You paid $5 so you can have the benefits of being Native American, because at that time they were splitting up land and giving natives land and stuff like that, and repatriating different things. So people wanted a part of that. So they, paid $5 to get on there so they could reap the benefits. And a lot of their descendants are still around and thinking they're Native American, and they're not. They know that they're not Native American. They heard of the Dawes rolls. It's called $5 Indians. That's why Trump was making fun of what's her name, because she said she was Native American. She's not Native American. She's a $5 Indian. And he actually said it. He said, "You're a $5 Indian." It's actually not a joke. Actually, if you study history and you understand what a $5 Indian is, that means they paid $5 to get on the Dawes rolls. You're a $5 Indian. So this guy, he claiming Native American, he's a $5 Indian. I don't care what and he knows that. You said, but y'all were defending. All right, I'm gonna continue. Because let me, matter of fact, hold on one second. I don't know what you're saying y'all for, but you're gonna have to go ahead and let me see what I'm gonna do for you. Yeah, I'm just gonna delete you, bro. You're not coming up in here starting trouble. Um, that's it. You just go ahead, and you can still listen though, but you can't type in here. No, I'm not defending nobody. Okay, I'm not defending nobody. And actually, no, no, no. Hold on. Let me explain something. I don't agree with. I still don't agree with bringing any type of sharp object or knife to a fist fight. You're absolutely right. Because if me and you get into it and I'm getting the better of you, I don't want you poking me. We're going mano y mano. You're cheating at that point. But see, I know that people out here would do stuff like that. That's why I keep my hands to myself and try to avoid trouble. Okay? Yeah, but everybody don't use hands, Duncan. Everybody don't do it. That's why I keep my hands to myself and avoid trouble. You see what I'm saying? First of all, I'm not a tough guy. You know what I'm saying? I'm not. But at the end of the day, if I sense trouble, I walk away from trouble. Like, matter of fact, let me tell you something. I was in the park. I was sitting in the park, and the guy walked past. He seemed like he needed to be in an insane asylum anyway. He was talking to himself. Then he stopped and he started talking to me. And I was like, well, time to go. And that's it. I got in my car. It's time to go. I left him right there talking to himself. Now, if he had followed me, if I could get to my car, I would have did him dirty. I wasn't gonna use hands with him. I'm sorry. I wasn't. I don't know what he had in his backpack. I would have went and got my golf club out of the car. That's just point blank period. I don't know what he had on him. This dude looked like he was the size of he was the size of sexual chocolate Mark Henry. That's how big he was. And I ain't messing with him. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I don't knock people for using stuff so they won't get beat up. But at the end of the day, this kid should have walked away, and Austin shouldn't have trailed him. He shouldn't have came all the way over there where he was. In fact, he was under the tent, but at some point he got out of the tent. See, because we don't know the whole story because we weren't there. We weren't at court. And you know what's interesting though? You know what I found that was interesting? And this is not good for Carmelo. They won't even let they will because I checked already. Because I want to buy the I called to see when I could get the transcripts, right? And I want somebody, if you guys don't believe me, like I try, I'm like, let me get the transcript. I can't get them. The case is sealed. That's not good. This case should be open to the general public. Not it was open to the public because you could go to the trial to listen. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about after the fact. We should be able to get the transcripts. We can't get the transcripts, guys. I'm being 100 with you guys. You can't get the transcripts. That's unusual. That's not good, man, for Carmelo. That is not good. Because now we can't listen to the whole trial to make a judgment. We can only go on that were that we can only go on of the people that were there. And I listened to a sister broadcast. She was there. She's from Texas, and she was actually there. And I listened to Neek at night, and I met Neek at night. I met her at the Diddy trial, and she was getting attacked. I said something not right here. They didn't want them there. They wanted this situation to be closed off from the public. They didn't want them to get back on YouTube and report what was going on. They didn't want that. So check this out, guys. If you guys don't know, I've been following trials for a very long time. That's how I know you can get the transcripts. Sometimes the transcripts are not immediately available because you have to wait for it to get updated. But to say they're not going to be available at all, I find that troubling. Because somebody said, well, Max, the case is sealed. Okay, then I'm trying to give them the benefit of the doubt, right? Maybe they're sealing the case pending his appeal. Because he might have some type of appellate situation. I think it's because the voir dire, because of the jury. Um, and the judge said, well, no, we did it to the best of our ability. And yeah, but they struck people just for being educators. I don't agree with that. Just because you're an educator, why are you striking them from the jury? Something not right here. However, I want to get back to this. If you guys don't believe me, you got to do some research on to see if you can get the transcripts. If you can get the transcripts, say, Max, I got the transcripts, let me know. If you see, because usually, guys, let me tell you this. I wouldn't have requested for the transcripts at the courthouse because that's going to cost a lot of money. They're going to probably cost you like 5 cents a page. And that's a lot of pages because they had trial for a week and a half. So I wouldn't have done that. I would have requested for the transcripts online because it's a digital copy. Okay. It's a digital copy. So why is this case sealed, guys? Do anybody know? Because I'm now, if anybody's listening, that's for, hey, Janet, hey, William, if anybody is listening that's from Texas, can you give me an understanding why it's sealed? Because I'm a little bit confused a little bit. I don't know. I know each state operates differently, but there's other cases in Texas that I can get the transcripts for right now, guys. Okay? I'm talking about murder cases. I can go pull the transcript. It's real easy. All you got to do is pay the fee. All you have to do is go to the website in that particular county and just, the clerk of the court, and you just pay the fee and you'll get a copy. Sometimes it'll be a couple of days. It just depends. But you can get a copy. Okay, the Grok said the court reporter is currently preparing them. Can you ask Grok, is the case sealed? Can you ask Grok, is the case sealed? I'm glad you said something. So I'll wait. So I gotta wait maybe another week or two. Sometimes it takes longer for them to prepare it. It takes longer sometimes. Oh, my voice is breaking up. Hold on one second. Sorry about that. I got to go through a process here. I got to go on my computer. I don't know why my voice keep breaking up over the phone. It's crazy. Hold on a second. Give me a second. I'm switching over to my I'm gonna switch over to my computer. I'm gonna have to do some serious upgrading to my phone. I don't dropped it one too many times. Give me one second. I just gotta sign on. I don't drop this one too many times. But yeah, man. Grok said no about what? Okay. What is this? Iran demands 300 billion. Guys, hold on a second. Iran demands 300 billion to end war. That is not happening. This thing ain't never gonna be over. God, he don't got, man, I tell you. Okay. I'm almost there, guys. All right, I'll be right back. I'm gonna sign over. All righty. I'm all right. I'm here now. Give me one second. All right. I had to switch over real quick. Um, so what did Grok say? You said they say no about what? Let me read the comments. What did Grok say no about? But anyway, the case is sealed right now. I guess because they finalizing. I don't know. But I'll wait. I'll wait a couple more weeks because maybe I'm gonna get the transcript just so I can read it myself. And actually, I don't know. Yeah, to read it myself. But the dad is mad because he feel like Carmelo should have got more time. I mean, parents are gonna feel that way, right? In his mind, he should have got the death penalty. But the thing is, he was under the age of 18 at the time of the crime. So the United States Supreme Court said that you cannot pursue the death penalty, capital punishment for somebody under the age of 18. So that's why. So they can't do that. Okay, what's going on here? What did it say? Nine. Yeah, I ain't doing that. Good evening. Good evening. So, like I said, he went on a racially charged soliloquy, and he said, I'm really gonna make you guys go viral. Then he said that he was a watermelon felon or something he was saying. I'm like, all right. He went on a rant. He mad though. He wish he should have got he wanted Carmelo to at least get life in prison. But it's the jury that decided. The jury said 35 years, and typically that's what the jury does in Texas. 30 to 35 years for the jury must have been researching everything. That's typical with the jury in Texas, when they sentence you 30 to 35 years for murder. And they usually get you on the murder one. I'm reading a lot of I'm hearing a lot of stories of guys that spent time in Texas. And yeah, they got one guy, he said he got out in 20 years. He said that's what Karmelo looking at. He's looking at about 20 years because he said he's not going to get out the first time. He's not. He said about 20 years he's looking at. And he said for him, he'll at least be out while he's, either before he's 30 or when he's 30. He said that's what he's looking at, which he still has his whole life ahead of him. So that's probably what the dad is thinking. So he just, he wants people to feel his pain. That's why he went on a racial rant. But man, I'm not letting that bother me, man. Like I already know that this case, people trying to, and people keep saying, well, what you mean it's not about race? People just okay, so all right, it's about race then. Now what? What are we gonna do now? What's the plan? Okay, the kid already got sentenced. What's the plan, man? The plan is, I guess, for his family to continue to raise money for him to get a better lawyer. And I heard his lawyer speak. I said, oh Lord. I heard his lawyer speak. I said, oh my God. Mm. And his father said that they feel like it was set up. They said that they were told not to speak. They were told not to speak to certain people. They were told to stay away from certain people. He said he felt like they were set up. They could have been set up. But you have to know a little bit about the law to know how to navigate around that, to know to hire a better attorney. Just because you hired an attorney don't mean you can't fire him. I'm talking about before the trial start. Go get another attorney. You know, and a lot of people saying, "Well, Max, there's a video out there, but the attorney, you need to go blame that attorney because if the attorney had access to the video, he didn't use it, and he didn't fight to have that entered into the exhibits. So it's the lawyer's fault then. If such a video exists, it's the lawyer's fault. It's partly their fault too for not checking the lawyer. You said nothing to do about race, huh? For me, nah. I know people are hateful. This is nothing new to me, Nat. This ain't nothing new to me. I know people racial out here. This is about two teenagers getting into a fight and one of them dying. This happen every day, Nat. Don't act like this don't happen every day in the hood. People get killed every day, man. Every day. I'm used to this. And I shouldn't be used to it. But yeah, this is nothing, man. People get killed every day. It's just that people making a big deal of it because it's involving black and white. That's why. If I go out there right now and get killed in a park by somebody look like me, none of y'all gonna care. None of y'all gonna care, man. None of y'all gonna care. I know how this system operates. Ain't nobody gonna care. You said that's I'm not stop holding on to everything that I say. What listen, let's stay focused now. What I said was if I go out there and get killed by somebody look like me, Michelle, you're not gonna care. That's just 100. Okay, I'm 50 years old. Don't sit up here and act like I don't know what I'm talking about. I know what I'm talking about. I don't live enough around the sun to know how this system works. Y'all are not gonna give one shit to the fuck. Okay? You're not. I know he should have argued intent. And they should have got another attorney, Nappy. Nappy, I saw him do an interview. I said, "Oh Lord, that's who they had." No, nobody set out to kill nobody. If anything, Nap, it was reckless endangerment that caused the death of another person. That's manslaughter. Or they could have tried to get it down to even lower than that. It's a crime of passion situation. They could have got even lower than that. That's crime of passion. He didn't set out to kill that boy. We all know this. But we're not the lawyer, Nap. The lawyer didn't argue nothing. Okay, he didn't. You said a white boy stabbed a Mexican over 3 times, and he didn't get 35 years. His sentence went down to 10 from then down. Wait, hold up. His sentence went down to 10 to 2 years, and the Mexican boy died. So that you know what they gave him, right? They gave him crime of passion. They gave him manslaughter. That's what they gave him. You said no. I wouldn't say that I see it every day. People get killed. Somebody got killed last night, Michelle, around here. Last night. And in New York last night. People get killed every day. Armed robberies, um, just getting killed all over the place. But the reason why it's not a big deal is because usually it's like the same demographic killing each other. That's why. They don't make no big deal out of it. See, they do this for clicks. This and then also this gonna piss people off because a lot of people just ain't liking each other no more. Just not. It's the tensions are high around here. You heard what his dad said. The tensions are high. But for me, I just know how it is. Like they sensationalize stuff, the media does, and they want to trigger people. They want to get people mad. Okay. They want to get people mad. That's just the way it is. I already know what this case about. This case about two teens getting hot headed and one end up dead. That's how I'm saying it. But yeah, people are making it about race. You know what I'm saying? Because race sells, drama sells. People want this to be that it excites them. Oh shit, it's race. They want a good racial case. We ain't had a good racial case in a while. We have one every year though, but we ain't had a good one in a while. You know, something that everybody can get up in arms about. You know what I'm saying? And this is one of them. Unfortunately, that's how the media work. People said, Max, he had a right to defend himself, man. Well, like I said, man, like I feel you on that. We have to we have to agree to disagree. You know what I'm saying? Because I already knew what's gonna happen to my ass. I would have been locked up. My trial would have been happened if if it was me that did it, I would have been locked up. And it wouldn't have got sensational either, just because who I am. See, Karmelo was young. They both were young, black and white. So it meant something. For me, nah. I would have been locked up. I would have been locked up, man. But I would have settled out though. Ain't no way in the hell I would have took that to the jury. You know what this lawyer said? When you go to a jury trial, that's just like a box of chocolates. You don't know what the hell you about to get. You're taking a huge chance taking that to the jury. But you know, he had the right to take it to the jury because he feel like he's innocent. He feels like this is true self-defense. That's the way he feel. So he had a right to take it to the jury. But like I said, I know how Texas is set up, yo. Texas set up a different way. And I already know that. I wouldn't even want to move to Texas. I'm just being 100 with you. I don't even want to move there. It's a beautiful state, but I'm good on Texas. Um, but I wouldn't be committing crime anyway, so I guess it wouldn't matter. I would be okay in Texas. But like I said, man, Texas, man, is they like other. I know what you're saying. Other places, man, the kid only got 2 years, this and that. I told you before we had a discussion on this. We all judge defendants differently based on how they look. We all do it. I read a whole article on that. People judge people based on how they look. We all do it. Just like we judging Metcalf's dad, just looking at him, just his rant and stuff. We're not gonna give him the benefit of the doubt that he lost his kid. We seeing how he looked, and we saying, yeah, he straight up. That's how he is, man. But I'm gonna tell you something. If you make somebody mad enough or get them drunk, then their true feelings come out. So, but hey, man, um, he's still in trouble though. He's from all the videos that I've been watching from other inmates that survived the Texas Department of Corrections. They said he in trouble. They said somebody's gonna test him right away. Somebody gonna test him. And then they feel like he got money too. Somebody's gonna try to and he said he better pass the test. He said there's one test they'll come up to you and say, I like your shoes. What size are your shoes? He said somebody might say that to him. And depending on how he react, it's gonna depend on how they treat him. You know what they said the right answer to say is they're your shoe size. You got the alcohol. You know that guy's dad. You know the guy that passed away. You know the guy's dad. He talking all type of n words. Oh. He getting racial now. Hmm. You got to be put in the freezer. His son dead, huh? Sorry about that, guys. But yeah, man, he all type of mad. Austin Metcalf's father. He all type of mad because he's probably feeling the blame as well because I heard that because he said in his little rant that he's not a perfect person, which means that they had a checkered past. And he's probably feeling some guilt that his sons was even acting like this. You know what I'm saying? Because when kids act out like that, that means something going on. For them to take a adversarial or bully approach, that means something went on in their house. He's feeling it. Or he probably mad that people keep bringing it up. And he's probably saying, well, that don't justify my son. Well, I get it. But I want us to learn from this right here. Yeah, teach your kids, man. If because this bullying doesn't stop in school. It goes on into adult life. There's bullies walking amongst us. You got to know how to just walk away, man. You got to walk away. You got to walk away. But if you do have to defend yourself, I get that too. Because sometimes you try to walk away, they chasing you, and you can't get away. Then you got to defend yourself. I get it. You know what I'm saying? But I know how teenagers are, man. This happen every day. There's one teenager in New York. He got shot by another teenager. I don't know if y'all saw it. There was a crowd around him. They were jumping him, and then the guy took out the gun, and the gun went off and shot the kid. You know, this stuff happens all the time, man, with teenagers, man. It's just craziness. But only thing I'm a little bit interested in is when can we get the transcripts from this trial so we can read what happened? I don't want to hear that this case is sealed. Because if I feel like this case is sealed, then that's a problem. Like I feel like, man, like I don't know. But some people feel like his lawyer was out to get him and stuff. You would never be able to prove that, man. Unless they could find some emails or something like that. Something don't seem right, but it is what it is, man. I know what people are saying. Well, Max, other people they get lesser time, and yeah, but what state they're in? Are they in Texas or are they because Texas don't play? They love giving people time. They love doing it. They love giving people this type of time, man. Texas. You said, but they made it about race. Shit, I know. You said protective order on the minor children names. Okay, that's why they didn't make it public. I get what you're saying. It's been said that Carmelo's lawyer and the prosecutor are longtime friends and work associates. That's easily to research. All you got to type in his name and look at his resume, then you'll find it. And type in both of their resumes, and then it'll link up. You said the family needs to fire their lawyers. Where have you gone, Johnny? Shit. They could have hired somebody from the Cochran firm, Nappy. They're available. You said ego is a hell of a drug. That's why shit. At my age, I'd rather walk away, man. I'm sorry. I had to do it recently when I was sitting in the park. Some crazy dude came by. He was yelling at me and stuff. I said, it's time for me to go. Now, if he had followed me, then I would have had to go to my car and get my golf club. I would have had to. His ass was just too big, man. I'm sorry. I hate to take the punk way out, but yeah. But at least I retreated. He was like, he was yelling all types of stuff. He said, "Oh, Merc." This is what he said. "I'm gonna murk everybody in this park." Now, if you guys don't know what murk is, that means kill. That's an old school way of saying you're gonna kill everybody in the park. I'm about to murk all you MFers. I'm about to go on my I'm gonna pull out and murk all. I said it's time for me to go. Everybody started walking too. That was crazy. He said he about to murk everybody. So and and he had a bag on him too. I don't know what he had in his bag. I am getting out, but you could tell like he's a mental person. He probably wasn't gonna do no harm to nobody because he always talked to himself. That's not the first time I've seen him. He probably is no harm to nobody, but I just want to stay away. Yeah, them small towns, man, it's crazy. You said I love Texas, my home state. Texas don't play, baby. And they don't give a damn what color. They want to put you away. They love putting people away. They don't mess around in Texas. Trust me, I know. I guess it's okay, you got to be hard on crime, but you should don't be eating no random honey buns you find on your pillow. Well, I told you this story. My boy, his friend, my cousin, his friend, they got locked up together, but it was for separate crimes. They just happened to be on the bus together. This was in Georgia. They happened to be on the bus together going. It's not funny, man, but the way he described it is funny now, but it wasn't funny at the time. He said they finally got their transfer, right, to go to their housing facility. So they were on a bus together. And he just happened to know the guy. They grew up, in the same area. He said when they got to the jail, they were getting tested immediately. The people were whistling at him, calling them sexy, all types of stuff. Because he was like, they were walking in the line, they were in single file. And no, well, they were in single file once they got to the main area where they were getting their cell assignments. So his boy got his cell assignment, and all he saw was whistling and all this type of stuff. So he went to his cell, he set everything down, and then he went out to the main area. So he said he was just chilling on the thing, just watching everybody. And then his boy came back, they talked for a minute, and he went to his cell and he came out yelling, "Who put this candy bar on my pillow?" Somebody put a candy bar on his pillow. It's like they were flirting with him. They wanted to test him. I'm glad he didn't eat that candy bar. But he finally found out who did it. He threw it at him. He said, "Yeah, you do it again, me and you're gonna have to come to my cell. We're gonna have to handle business in the cell." So, and then my cousin, he got tested when he was in they had like a little rec area, not a rec area, but he said they was like where you play chess at and stuff. And he got into a little situation over the phone. But he said they don't have that no more, like where you have to wait for the phone. They updated that. Everybody has access to you could get iPads and people get phones now, like stuff like that. He said they're doing things a lot differently, even though you got to pay for that. But you in other words, if your loved ones want to talk to you, they can do video messaging and they give you like a device to where you can talk to your loved ones on a video. But back then, they still had the phones that you had to wait for the phones and stuff. And he got into it with that because somebody he was on the phone because you get a certain amount of time and somebody wanted him off the phone, so he had to get to it right then and there. But he said other than that, he was telling me, he said Carmelo gonna get into it. He said because sometimes the people that want to hang with him, they want to know if he's able to fight just in case if they need him. So they gonna test him. He's gonna get tested. Even if he lose the fight, it's fine. They won't bother him after that, as long as he's willing to at least fight. But if he, this one inmate that did time in tech, he said if they ask him, if they say they like his shoes, he better respond. He better respond right away. But he said there's going to be somebody older that's going to come up to him and give him the politics. That's going to let him know what's going on. So he said that's definitely going to happen. He said, or they might put him in isolation. Some people said that as well until he get acclimated. But he said he'll be okay. You said he should have got 99 years. Hey, thank you, Shannon, for the donation. I appreciate you. What's up, Sue? What's up, Michelle? What's up, Gotti? What's up, Cyrus? What's up, Ray? Shannon, Joe. You said the parents made out like bandits. Y'all better, will y'all stop? Can y'all stop, man? Can y'all stop? What kind of I'm curious now that you said it. You think they bought cars with the money, man? I told y'all what I would have did, and people, oh, they got hot with me when I said it. I said I'm gonna be real with you guys. If I was his parent, because first of all, you try to teach your kids the best you can, right? But you don't tell them to go out there and act no damn fool and go mess with another fool and both of y'all being fools together, and then somebody end up dead. You didn't tell them to do that. I would have enjoyed that money. I'm sorry. I would have went to Bali. I said that and people got pissed. They said, Max, you know what somebody said? You can't be serious. I said I would have went to Bali, okay? For a whole year. For a whole year. I would have went to Bali and get my mind right. And matter of fact, they need to hide that money. Because you know what's gonna happen now, right? The family is gonna file a wrongful death lawsuit. And guess who's responsible in Texas? If the kid is under a certain age at the time of the crime. You guessed it, the parents. The parents is gonna get sued now. And guess what? They're gonna win. The other parents are gonna get that money. They're gonna win. So they better hide that money. Y'all didn't know that? And go read. I'm telling you, Texas is different. If your kid under a certain age and he kills somebody, the parents are responsible in the civil case. In the civil case, the burden is not so high. It's the preponderance of evidence. Is it more likely to be true or not? So they might be on the hook to pay something. So I'll hide that money. I'll go to Bali before you serve my ass. Come on, kids, let's go. We getting out of the United States and we going to Bali. That's it. Now, why Bali, Max? Because they don't have extradition treaties with the United States. Yeah, and they shouldn't have went to the press either. That's who is that dude that was representing them? They couldn't. They could have hired me. I would have made it. I would have made it a little bit more presentable. But whatever is done now. But the dad went off. Do you hear me? He went the hell off. He called all type of B words. That man went off, yo. I know they had a whole year to find effective counsel and they didn't do it because they ain't had the know-how. You got to know what's going on to ask certain questions. There's roughly 1.3 million lawyers in the United States. I know where you're going with it, Ashley. Why didn't 3 million lawyers come running to take the case? They're not going to do that because they knew it was a no-win case. Don't hate the truth. Well, that's why you settle, Ashley, for a lesser charge. You don't take this to a jury trial because a jury is like, what was that movie? Um, uh, Life is like a box of chocolates, right? Well, the jury is like a box of chocolates. You don't know what you're gonna get. It's a risk to take it to the jury. Forrest Gump. It's a risk to take it to the jury because you don't know what they're thinking. And guess what happened? The state, they put manslaughter on the table. You know why? Because they didn't. They maybe was under the impression that maybe the jury wasn't going to give them murder one. But guess what happened? It stuck with the jury. They gave a murder one. They gave a murder one. That's the chance they took by taking this to the jury. So they got murder one, even though manslaughter was on the table. But they put manslaughter on the table at the end. The jury wasn't buying it. They already had him guilty already, okay? They already had him guilty already. As soon as they sat down in that courtroom, they had him guilty. But that's the chance you take. That's the chance you take. I personally, okay, yeah, I stabbed a kid, man. I shouldn't have did that. Let me see if I can take a manslaughter deal. Let me see if I can work a deal out to get manslaughter because I know I'm going to do a little time. But at least I'll see the light of day again. For him, he's looking at 20 years now. I know people saying he got to do 17 and a half. Now, he's not getting out the first time. You don't understand how Texas work. He's not getting out the first time. You know how people say, well, he'll be eligible for parole. He's not getting out the first time. It's up to the parole board. They're going to come up with something to make him stay longer. He's going to do 20 plus years. That's just the fact of the matter here. He's going to do 20 plus years. What's up, Just Sheila? How you doing? He said exactly, Ashley, 874. I said yesterday they might have been better off going with the truth. You going with the truth, not self-defense. No, they would have been better off cutting a deal. Period. I would not try to take that to no jury because the jury don't saw the autopsy photos and everything. You know, they getting all kind of emotional. No, thank you. You said the inmates already know about who's coming in before, right? So they're gonna watch them, and somebody might test them. You said you thought they spent it all. Spent it all on what? They spent. Don't tell me they ran through all that money. Hey, that's them. Like I said, I would enjoy myself. Right after the trial, I'm hitting. I'm like Rick Ross. I'm at the airport like Rick Ross. I don't know if y'all saw them videos recently. They making fun of Rick Ross at the airport. Um, my ass would have been at the airport. I'm sorry. You said when he's rejected the first time, how long does he have to wait? It just depends. The appeals process can last years, Ashley, before he exhausts all his appellate rights. The average wait time for people on death row to exhaust all their appellate rights in Texas is about 15 years, 15 to 20. That's how, on average, that's how long people stay on death row in Texas before they appeal. Even though he's not on death row, but I'm just talking about exhausting your appellate rights. It takes a while. You said, did he get a plea bargain offer? That's usually not made public, so we don't know. But if he did, I would have taken it. You said, who spent all the money? I don't know, D-Rock. They saying the money gone. I'm telling you what I would have did. I would have, to get my mind back, I would have went on a trip. You can raise your kids the best of your ability, but sometimes they go out there and make mistakes, make bad decisions sometimes. I'm like, I need a break. I'm going to Bali. I wouldn't even be studying nothing with that other father talking about. I wouldn't even watch no news either. Nope. I wouldn't even watch no news. I wouldn't be on social media. I would be in Bali with Russell Simmons, man, doing some yoga, trying to find myself, or reading Seed of the Soul while at the beach, sipping on a margarita or something. Not a margarita. I don't like alcohol, but you know what I mean. You said you also have FaceTime in both states. It's not speculation. So you already know how Texas get down. Texas a rough spot, boy. They love putting people away. They put a white guy to death, and he didn't even do it. And you know what the governor said at the time? Well, he was a bad guy anyway. Well, he could have been a bad guy, but he didn't do that crime y'all put him to death for. And they ain't even apologize. Didn't. Well, that states something else, man. And Texas is hard too. That's some hard time you got to do, especially the guys were saying he's not going to make parole right away. That's not happening. He said Texas is the hardest state to make parole in. They're going to come up with something why you can't get out. But since he's 19, I'm thinking he'll be out before he's 40 or at 40. That seemed about right. But yeah, man, his dad, that wasn't no AI. His dad really did go on that rant. He did. Craig called his father a coward. He said, "You ain't even show up for your son's sentencing. You a coward." He went off, man. He went off on the spokesperson for the family. He said, "I tried to reach out to y'all. I came to y'all press conference and y'all turned me away." He going off now. He said, he said, "We fought for y'all in the Civil War and shit." He said, "We fought for y'all in the Civil War. Y'all couldn't have the right to vote in the 60s." And he said, "Y'all entitled and shit." Boy, he went off, man. And then he said, "Some of the stuff I'm saying out my mouth don't have to be true, and it don't have to be right. But I'm saying it anyway because I got to get off my chest." What he's saying is the stuff he's saying don't have to be true, and it don't have to be right. And it's not right what he's saying. He said that. So what I'm thinking is he's having a nervous breakdown. He might be. He might be having a nervous breakdown, or he ready to crash out. Or he ready to crash out. He's on the brink of crashing out because he might feel responsible for this as well because whatever happened in their household. I think their household was broken up. I don't think he's with his wife anymore. So I think he may think that has something to do with it. And he might be because you're going to go through all type of emotions when you lose somebody. You go through, I don't know what stage he's in right now, but he's also angry because of this outcome. He felt like the kid should have got life, and he didn't. So he's gonna still stew over this. He's watching all type of videos too, because you could tell he's been watching the videos. He mentioned the Black Panthers that was out there. He's watching everything. You know what I'm saying? And it's like he's on the brink. He want to crash out. He want to crash out now. You know what I'm saying? He don't call Carmelo mother the B word, all types of stuff, man. Truth be told, I'm gonna tell you something. I don't want to say it because it's gonna be like disrespectful, but I know, yeah, yeah, I don't want to say it. Yeah, he mad, yo. He called them grifters. He said, "Yeah, he raised all this money and stuff like that." Because what he's saying, because a lot of people saying they could have took a deal early on, but they didn't. But hey, maybe they didn't want a deal. Maybe they thought that they believed in his innocence. But his father is not saying that now. He felt like they got misinformation. He felt like they got set up. That's what Carmelo father is saying. He felt like they got set up and they got misinformation because he said they were told not to talk to certain people, and they didn't do certain things because they just told not to say anything. But like I said, if you feel like you got ineffective counsel, you can always fire them and go find somebody else. It's too late now. Now they're going to have to find a high powered attorney in the appeals process. So whatever money they got left, that's what they're going to have to use on an attorney. They're going to need a good one, but that's still no guarantee that you're going to win the appeal or get some type of relief. So you see what's happening to Diddy. Diddy got more money than them, and he's still fighting his appeal. And he might not even win his. And he got money. So now, like I said, unfortunately, we live in a world where people they look at defendants differently based on how they look. Now, Luigi Mangione, he killed the CEO, the United Healthcare CEO in New York City, shot him in the back. He got women showing up to court talking about they love him. Okay. Never mind, he shot somebody in the back. Okay. They love him. One woman said she married to his AI character. They got married. Okay. And I'm gonna tell you something, man. Even though Luigi, he gonna be found more than likely he'll be found guilty. He got to face state and federal prison. So if he beat the state case, he still got to beat the Fed case. So he got a long uphill battle. They already talking about jury nullification for him. They want the jury to practice jury nullification because they felt like they don't agree with him killing, but they felt like it was still just because the United Healthcare CEO was doing practices denying people of claims and people were losing their lives over it. So they feel as though he killed a guy, it was a just cause. So in that case, we should practice jury nullification and find him not guilty anyway. That's the whole sentiment. See, they know about jury nullification. Now, my thing is for the brothers and stuff is that one brother that they had for the jury, he said he couldn't judge Carmelo case because he couldn't put a brother away. He should have been quiet about it and went on the jury anyway. He could have hung that jury. I don't know why he said something. He could have hung the jury. All you do is keep his mouth shut. You don't have to tell people you practice in jury nullification. It's perfectly legal to do so. So, but anyway, I guess what's done is done. Now it's the appeal process and see where it goes from there. But and then his dad said that this is a case where you're not allowed to defend yourself. That's what this boiled down to. That's what he said. You're not allowed to defend yourself. But he's making what you gotta understand is did the Metcalfs have a like a bat, like a baseball bat? What did he do when he approached them? Did he have a baseball bat? Did he have like what can I say? Did he have brass knuckles or you gotta give me something. Did he have a golf club or something like that? Because the only reason why I could see because what's the name used a weapon. So usually you do that if somebody else has something, you really feel like your life on the line. Unfortunately, guys, I have to keep telling you this, like the way Texas is set up, like it's like it's better to not use a knife and a gun, and a knife in a fist fight. Put it that way, unless the dude look like the Big Show or something like that. You know what I'm saying? But they said max the kid's 6'2", 220. I know, but in this case, you got to teach your kids. Now people gonna really get mad what I say now. Watch this. If you know you born into a society where you don't have the complexion for the protection, you need to know how to navigate through this terrain. Period. You need to know that they don't like you. That's what the Jews teach their kids. They teach their kids that people don't like them because of birthright. They teach their kids that. And they teach their kids politics and all that. We need to do that with we need to teach our kids that some people don't like us. There's still sundown towns that still exist. Facts. Still is. Do you know what that mean? You know what sundown town mean? That means it's okay for the mammies and all that stuff to come work here and take care of our kids. But when that sun go down, y'all better get out of this damn town. That's what that means. Sundown towns. You know where a lot of the sundown towns were? Right here in the East Coast. Right here in the East Coast in the north, in the northern states, New York, New Jersey, Connecticut. Those are a lot of the sundown towns. A lot of people don't know that. In fact, there was a city here in New Jersey where the mayor was telling the police we don't want blacks driving in the area. We want them out of here. And the city got sued by the state. Okay. You got to know the politics. You got to teach a kid, like, look, man, people ain't gonna like you. Got, and then you know it's not always fair. And you don't want people to trick you out of your freedom either. Because Carmelo got tricked out of his freedom. Okay. And who knows what they said to him? I bet you some bit ass MFers, all that stuff was being said. Okay. You better get your bitch ass out of here or something. There was some cussing going back and forth. I wasn't there, but the spirit is telling me it had to been some cussing back and forth. I ain't going no MF in place. Okay. Well, watch this. Come over, come closer. And I wish the MF come close and touch me if you want to and see what I got for you. And that's what happened. It's over with. This type of stuff happen every day, man. What y'all tripping about? What is everybody tripping about? This happen every day, man. Every day. Every day. It happens. You said when they unalive people, that's that we only a couple generations removed from that. I'm only one generation removed from those times. Back in they used to hang people and all that, call it strange fruit, and have a picnic. You know what the picnic is, right? Pick a nigga. We're gonna pick a nigga and have some food and watch him hang. That's the history. That's why I don't use the word picnic. Sure did. It used to be rough, man. Rough. And people still had that vitriol and hate. I know they do. You know what I'm saying? That's why I watch myself. And I was delivering packages one time, right? I said, the guy said, why don't you deliver like 3 in the morning? I'm not delivering nobody packages 3 in the morning. Because what if I have to go on their property and they forgot that they ordered a package and they see me coming? What you think they're gonna try to do? You know what I'm saying? So I don't play that. Not when it comes to them, I don't play. And you know, you gotta use your mind out here. What's up, Lashane? Yeah, his rant was wild. He losing his mind. The rant was so wild. I had to question. Yeah, I had to question if it was real too. He was ranting so damn bad. Sitting up there calling her the B word and Lord have mercy. You said he would not win the appeal. Well, that's what I was saying earlier. He may not win the appeal, but he still have appellate rights even after that, which can last years. Yeah, married to his AI character. You talking about Luigi, right? What you would care about, Lashane? I'm scrolling down. I gotta get caught up on these messages. Hold on. My bad, y'all. Any games anymore? Yeah, Saturday. NBA. We're gonna get to that. You said Minnesota even let those illegal immigrants get off even after that fraud BS. Okay, I'm caught up. It's crazy, but yeah, his father went on such a rant. I was like, "Is this AI?" No, he really did go on that rant. She said everyone lied at the trial, so they went on a rant too. I mean, yo, he went on a rant of all rants. He sure did. He said that we fought for y'all ass in the Civil War. I said, Lord have mercy. That Civil War wasn't just over slavery. No, it was not. It's just maybe he don't know the history, but it wasn't. Wasn't that was part of it, but it wasn't all of it. Wasn't the main part. But he said that he said y'all couldn't even vote in the 1960s. He said y'all just spoiled or something. He said. Now you know that y'all know damn well that rant didn't make sense. Y'all know damn well that rant didn't make sense, man. But that's what he did. He even called him a watermelon felon. Don't act like y'all don't like watermelon either now. So what's the fucking issue? Okay, so stop. Called him a watermelon. He just want people to feel his pain. Okay, and then he talking about sitting up here saying he native. He said we were here before y'all were here. He know damn well he lying. Stop. But I get why he's upset though. He's upset. Yeah, he said watermelon felon. He rhymed too. And look, he be listening to everything we listen to. So he's with everything. He be on social media. He know about Charleston White. He knows about everything. He listens to everything. He probably listen to me, but he know I keep it 100 though. He do. He know I keep it 100. You know what I'm saying? I don't agree with what the hell he's saying either. You know what I'm saying? I don't, but I know he's upset. He's upset. He said, and you know what else he said? The stuff that's coming out of my mouth don't have to be true or correct or right, but I need to say it anyway because he just want to get off. He just mad. I get it. His son ain't coming back. You said I may eat watermelon, but I damn sure ain't no felon. He said watermelon felon. Listen, no, he understood it. He wanted him to have more time. He wanted him to get life. Okay. He don't want that kid to see the light of day again. That's why he going on a rant. He just mad. And he said that he had a gag order. His lawyers didn't want him to talk. So now he's letting it all out. Now, I don't give a damn what he's saying about the watermelon either. Like the thing is, I know why he upset. He's upset. You said he taught his kids to be bullies, and hey, man, but in his mind, he don't think it's justified. He think his kids should still be here, man. Y'all would be mad too if your son, that happened to your son and he ain't have no weapon. And he got up there. Boy, you know what it takes? God, let me explain something to you guys real quick. I know y'all making this about race and all that. Not all of y'all, but let me just say this. You know what it takes to stab somebody in the chest? You know that's an intimate thing. Everybody can't do that. He must have been enraged to do that. Like I can't bring myself to just poke somebody unless I can't do that. That's a very personable thing. You up close on a person and do that. Ooh, that's some hard stuff, man. That's hard. I can't do that. That's some crazy ish right there. Do y'all feel me on that? Y'all at least feel me on that. What if somebody did that to your kid, yo? How would y'all feel? You said jealousy and he jealousy. He riding around in a Lexus. The hell he jealous about? You talking about Carmelo being jealous and coward? Yeah, I could see being a coward, but not jealous. He came from a well-to-do situation. You said a natural murderer. So you think he had it in his head already. That's what you think. You said you think he might have been wanting to murk somebody, just waiting for it and wish an MF would touch me so I can murk him. You think he had that in his head, huh? Possibly. But I'm just trying to tell you, do you understand what I'm saying? It takes a certain type of individual to stab somebody in the chest, dog. You understand that? You ever thought about it like that? Listen, I like I said, man, that's not my first like just to get in the chest, man. Like it's final. When you do that, that person's gone because you're gonna hit the heart. That person's gone. You're not gonna reverse that. I want to know what was going on in that kid's mind, yo, at that time. But guess what? We ain't gonna know because his lawyer didn't entertain it. Maybe see that could have helped him out. That could have got him manslaughter. Maybe he wasn't in his right mind. You said Austin was hold on, let me see. Let me read this part. Austin, hold on. Austin was standing over Carmelo when Austin pushed him. Carmelo pushed him back with his hands in the backpack, and Austin was impaled. So you think that's what happened? Uh-uh. He told the officer what he did. Oh my God. He told the officer, because the officer said, I have the alleged suspect here. He said, it's not alleged. I did that. He stabbed him. Don't think it happened by accident. No, boop, he got him. Okay. I know you can't process that in your mind right now that somebody has the wherewithal to do something like that. But that's what he did, yo. Personal, right up and close, yo. And he did it so fast the kid didn't even know he was stabbed. He got him. He was gonna get that. In his mind, I'm gonna get that MFer. Who the hell? Let me tell y'all what was really in his mind. Now I have to say it how I feel. I know this cracker ain't telling me to move. This motherfucking cracker. I know he ain't telling me to move. I wish this cracker would put his hands on me. I bet you he was thinking that. Okay? I'm gonna defend myself. Let him touch me if he wants to. I'm gonna defend myself. I'm gonna put this MFing blade in his chest. So we need to study his mind. We need to study it because that's not normal. And I had to say it like that so y'all can really feel it. That's not normal. I don't give a damn if somebody out here right now want to do me dirty. I'm trying to get the hell out of the situation. Now, if the person chased me down and grabbed me up, I know pressure points. So I know different things I can do to disable the person. My dad taught me. You know what I'm saying? I know that little area in back of your neck. And I know the throat area. I'm gonna try to hit you in the throat area, the groin, or what better yet, you know what you can do? Real simple. You know what he could have did? I wish I could have taught him self-defense. If I had taught him self-defense, he still would have did the kid dirty, but the kid would have lived though. I said, all you gotta do, you have to be thanking the knees or the ankles. So all he had to do was like, okay, okay, man, okay, okay, I'm sorry, I'm so sorry. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get up, and if you need to do him dirty, hit him in the ankles if that's what you need to do. And then once you get him in the ankles, he's not gonna be able to chase you because he can't run at this point because the ankle's hurting or his knees is messed up. Not take out a blade and rip him in the chest. That's final. That's all I'm saying. I'm trying to prevent. How can we prevent this stuff from happening? But I want to know what's going through that kid's mind. We would never know because the lawyer didn't entertain it. Because if I'm the jury, if I felt like he wasn't in his right mind, I would have murdered two of them, yo. I would have gave him manslaughter because he wasn't in his right mind. Ain't no way in the world you gonna tell me this kid was in his right mind. Stop playing with me. Y'all stop playing with me right now. The spirit is telling me somebody is in. No, he was in his right. No, he was not. No, he was not. No, he was not. Okay. in the chest. I'm sorry, no sir, he wasn't right. Parents, y'all know y'all kids ain't right. Y'all know. You know you got somebody that's been touched. You know you got somebody that's been touched mentally by the wicked powers that be. You said part of me think they already had like a beef, like a sports beef. They may have. Yeah, I feel like we don't. It's something I don't know. Something being left out. You said I really. You said I really do. He wanted to. Yeah, but I know Michelle. That's what I'm asking you. For somebody that really wanted to do that, that's not normal. That's what all I'm saying. That's not normal. They probably could sue the school. You talking about the victim's family? They probably will sue. They definitely gonna have lawsuits now. But the parents, they can sue the parents though. Definitely. You said not even in the gut or show. That's what I'm saying, Joe. He went straight for the check. That's not normal. And it happened so fast. He man, listen. He was looking at that dude's chest the whole time. Touch me if you want to. This going right in your chest. He got him right in the heart too. Oh my God. And then the officer said, "Well, I got the alleged suspect right here." He said, "It's not alleged. I did that." You said he was tired of being bullied, but why didn't that come out in court? That should have came out like, yo, he was going through bullying in high school. People been bullying him and all this type of stuff. That's why he been carrying a knife. See, for me, for the jury, that would have been like, okay, he wasn't in his right mind. So I'm definitely not giving him murder one. I'm giving him crime of passion. I'm giving him murder two. Period. Some things could have helped him out if it had been said in court. You said, let me see, the watermelon felon. He's been waiting. I know he's been waiting to say that, Ashley, because he blacked out. He's mad as fuck. You mean to tell me this, your son killed my son? You raised over 600,000? Yo, I'm gonna tell you guys something. I hope this don't happen. We might hear about him on the news next. He might crash out. He might crash out. He might crash out. And then the people outside the courtroom ain't making it better either. Remember the people that was following the family to the car and saying all that crazy stuff to the family? They not making it no better. Them people are meant to do that because they want somebody to rage and crash out. That's what they want. You know what I'm saying? Don't follow the family to their car talking reckless. You know what I'm saying? Them people, no normal person is gonna go outside of that trial and cause trouble. That means either you were paid to be there or you're a provocateur. One or the other. You're a paid provocateur. You said stop. This is not what happened. No, what happened was that blade went in his chest. That's what happened. And that's not normal, Joe. It's not normal. That shit ain't normal. That ain't normal. I bet you they do listen to the doctor, to the good. I bet you they do. Bet you they do. That shit ain't normal, man. It ain't normal, Corey. Bed-Stuy BK, you already know people carry blades and all that stuff, man. If you grew up in Bed-Stuy, okay? People use them knives and stuff for a reason, for true self-defense, stuff like that. You already know you from Bed-Stuy. I see your name, Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn. So you already know. And you know it takes a certain type of individual to stab somebody. That's very personal. I don't agree with what the father was saying either. Just let y'all know that he tripping. I think that father gonna mess around and make the news. He's ready to crash out. He is. He's ready to crash out, yo. He is ready to crash out. So somebody, you know what he need? He need a sedative or something to calm his nerves. You know what I'm saying? Because he don't lost his kid. He probably halfway feel responsible because he wasn't there in the household. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Him and the mother probably went through a little drama. You know what I'm saying? Because he said in his soliloquy, "I'm not perfect either. I went through some stuff." That man ready to crash out. He is. He's ready to crash out. I know they from Louisiana. Shannon, I heard. All right, let me see what you're saying here. I like this. He said it's a bunch of selective people. What proof is it to show it was done? I don't know what position his hands were in at the time. All I know is the kid got stabbed. Ain't no need to do that in no fist fight. I'm sorry. Like I told you guys, like I'm from the old school. You know, if you're gonna sit up there and if it had to come to that, we'll wrestle and fist fight. Somebody gonna lose, then you still have your life. You said Baton Rouge, Louisiana. You know some of the mellow people. Okay, they said he was okay kid. He never get no trouble. But the thing is, some people snap sometime. It's craziness. I wish he could have just hit him in the nuts or something. Because if the dude was standing over him, not stab him in there, hit him just so he can get away from him or shit. If he on the bleach, just push him. Then he could have pushed him or something. You said, and he saved a life. Say that. What type of life he saved? Talk to me. He saved a life. Shit. You talking about Mello? He saved a life. Talk to me. What kind of life he did? But yeah, I mean, I did a lot of good stuff in my life. But if I go out here now and poke somebody up, y'all ain't gonna be thinking about all that. Y'all ain't gonna be thinking about all the good stuff I did. Only thing you gonna remember is me poking somebody. You know, unfortunately, you said he got pictures carrying a Draco. They said that the pictures are the pictures AI, Joe, or did you look into that and verify it? I know the adrenaline hit and people start getting active. I like how you said that, Lashane. You ain't had to say it like that. You said people getting active. You said, I'm sorry, the entire situation. It did. He got active. It's a heat of the moment. You said Hunter Metcalf and his friends isn't telling the whole. They might not either. Because you remember in the interview, you said, yeah, I don't want to talk no further. He probably was with the shits too, you know? But yeah, the people that was there only know. Even his boy not backing him up. His so-called friend that was out there, he didn't even testify and back him up like he was supposed to. He making it seem like it was uncalled for what he did. Yeah, it's unfortunate. Like Shane said, the adrenaline and heat of the passion, the moment it happened. You said they'll dig up the past or make up lies on the black person. Yeah, I want to know if that photo is real. He said he saw a photo of him carrying a Draco. Is that photo real? Then somebody was saying he was like wanting to be with a gang and all this stuff, and who knows if that stuff is true. Oh no, they brought up some dirt on the Metcalfs too, saying that they broke their father's arm and that they were bullies. They brought up dirt on them too. That's a little unusual. Maybe they couldn't take him getting sentenced, but I would have been there. Yeah, past pics. Yeah, but people do try to use it. They didn't. I don't think they use some pictures at trial though. Right? Overly emotional people. Right? There's two types of gun owners. There's a responsible gun owner, and there's a Wisher MF or Wood gun owner. You don't want to be that one. He said, "I told the kid not to touch me. I told him not to touch me. I did that. It's not alleged. I was the one that did it, and I told him not to touch me. And he touched him, and he gave him his issue. He just don't want to be touched. I get it. It's craziness, man. But yeah, it just got too much out of hand. But his dad is emotional right now, and y'all, somebody, if whoever knows him, y'all need to go talk to him because he is ready to crash out. So y'all need to go talk to him, man, because he don't feel like that kid got enough time. He don't feel like it. So somebody, if you somebody know him, if you listening to this, somebody need to get on the phone and talk to him before he end up in jail. Somebody better go talk to him because he is crashing out. Oh, it's an airsoft rifle. Yeah, all I know is they need to go talk to him. Yeah, yeah. Well, he's showing who he is, but he's showing he ready to get at it. You say, young men, calm your temper first. You know how these teenagers are. One young person got arrested after the Knicks game because he hit a police officer. Now he's sitting up in Rikers Island, can't get out. All over a stupid Knicks game, following the crowd, being destructive, and hit a police officer. Then he got assault on a police officer. He getting a minimum of 5 years, first offense. He ain't calming down right now, Lashane. Somebody need to talk to him because he probably by himself in the house. Because you know everything you left to your own mind when nobody else is around no more. Everything is dying down now. So he's been milling over this for a while, and now that that kid only in his mind he only got 30 years, he gonna see the light of day again. My son ain't never coming back. He ready to crash out because I know I'll be ready to crash out. And know his parents. If I seen the parents saying, "Well, yeah, my son got railroaded," I'll be ready to go to their house and get active, yo. I'll be ready to crash out. I want y'all to feel my pain. I'll be the same way. That's how I'm understanding that he's ready to crash out. You gonna sit up there and poke my son up? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm ready to crash out, man. And all you got 30 years and you gonna see the light of day again? Yeah, that's how I be thinking. But that's why he needs somebody to talk to him to talk him down. Because for it's not normal for him to get on social media and go through that rant because everybody's gonna be judging him over it. He don't care. He don't care. He's seeing black right. He's seeing red right now. You said they were acting like the dad. They're not born like that. Yeah, but let this be a lesson to teenagers. You mess with the wrong one, you don't know what's going on in everybody's head. Because we don't know what was going on in what's his name head at the time. Yeah, he need to talk to somebody. Yeah, but being a bully ain't a good reason to get put down, man. That's not a good reason to get put down. You said it like he got euthanized or something. You can't do that. You know, I could see if he had a baseball bat or something or another weapon coming at him, yeah, then we wouldn't even probably be at trial right now. We probably wouldn't have had trial. You said fear is not logical, especially when the brain is still developing. And now he's in a jail now where he shit knife fights is normal. Oh, he did that interview with the line lady named Sarah, who was lying on Neat. That's who he did it with. Yeah, Neat got out of there with. She lucky she got out of there. You said his size is a weapon. He not using the hands. He obviously he didn't. But I can understand when people say the size could be a weapon. I'm just trying to prevent stuff before it happened. You feel me? See, I know how to talk ish. I would have left the tent, but I would have been giving them some mouth when I'm leaving. Oh, the old girl bragged and reposted it. You said so. Yes, I know people that was small and they were nice with their hands. There was a kid I grew up with. There was a kid I grew up with. His name, we call him Geek. We call him Geek because he wore glasses. And he wore a pocket protector. We called him Geek. He was a real smart dude, but he was in boxing with me. He was real nice with his hands. He could have easily been Golden Gloves. He was nice with his hands. We call him Geek. And this one guy, he was new to our school and he was a bully. He didn't know Geek could fight because Geek was really skinny. Man, Geek, man, put that kid on the ground, man. It happened real fast. So yeah, size don't always matter. Yeah, not everyone are fighters, right? They not. That's why you're supposed to keep your hands to yourself. So I'm blaming the Metcalfs too, because he should have kept his hands to himself. See, me personally, the way I'm set up, I'm minding my own business and keep my hands to myself. And you can't even put your hands on women. Women will do you dirty. I don't give a damn how tough you are, guys. Women, they'll get you if they want to. You don't know what she got in her purse. You don't know if she got a firearm. Better leave them alone. You don't know. You can't mess with nobody. Leave people alone. But it's over with now. I just want to learn from it. Just tell your kids to just don't bully, don't touch nobody, and go get an adult or something if you feel like you're getting ready to poke somebody up. I just said that being a bully doesn't equal getting stabbed in the chest. I already said that. I said that. You just came in. No, I don't agree with it. But I'm telling you, I understand why the dad's mad. I don't agree with him calling him a watermelon felon. I don't agree with all that. But he's ready to crash out. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? He's ready to go up to that house and get active right now. Put it all on the line. That's why what he thinking. And then what did he say about Charleston White? You know what he said with Charleston White? He said, I almost hit the floor when he said this. He said, "Oh, he's a smart Nick." He stopped himself. He about to say the N word. He's a smart Nick, but he said he's he got money and all that. But he said he looked like an old crackhead or something. He said he ain't lying about that. He do look like an old crackhead. I had to feel him on that one because I don't like Charleston White. You feel me? So I had to feel him on that one. You feel me? Because Charleston's sitting over there using this case for clicks. That's what he was doing. So yeah, man, I don't like him either, man. No, he didn't say, listen, let me explain this, man. No, he didn't say his son should have kept his hands to himself. He know that. But he mad right now. That kid only got 35 years and he gonna see the light of day again? Oh hell no. And they raised 600,000. He crashing out, man. With whoever that he's friends with, they need to go talk to him because he about to lose his liberties if it keeps up. You said the father is a F. Fuck. You said the fathers fuck around and find out and get others put. They said that's the Christian way. Yeah, I know. When somebody say they Christian, anytime. Let me tell y'all something. If y'all don't know, when anybody say yeah, I'm a Christian and this and that, I watch out, dog. You watch out for them Christians. Yep. And then yo, he really crashing out. He is a F around and find out type of dude. He would talk about the dude had bow tie on, and he was just going to town. You said he'll lose it on me. Yeah, he damn right. That's why I'm gonna stay away from him. I'm not trying to go around Mr. Metcalf. Hell no. Even though, saying he know I keep it 100. He know I keep it 100. As I said, I don't believe in bringing no knife to a fist fight. He heard me when I said, I know he listened to everything. But at the end of the day, he crashing out right now. So somebody need to go talk to him before he end up on the damn news. Yeah, they did raise money. He didn't get it though. I don't think the father got none of that money. Probably the mother did. Yeah, I know he probably should got an adult so he didn't he wasn't thinking like that. I told you the teenagers they was in a pissing contest. I said get the F up out of here. I ain't going no MF in place. Make me. Come over here and touch me if you want to and see what will happen to you. And he did it, and that's what happened. Yeah, I probably would have crashed out early on too, but he getting ready to though. I hope he don't, but he look like he getting ready to. He called Charleston Wright a crackhead, look like a crackhead. It's crazy. But yeah, man, I know a crash out dummy when I see him. He trying to be a crash out dummy. So hopefully he don't take it to else. Hopefully he don't go the distance and become a crash out dummy. But most of the people, man, they don't talk about that part. Like they don't talk about how this could have been avoided. Nobody want to talk about this could have been avoided. They don't want to talk about that. You know what I'm saying? If you feel that the kid should have been found not guilty and done no time, you delusional. I'm sorry. It ain't no way in the hell he was getting out of this without doing no time, especially in Texas. He gonna do some time. It's just a matter of how much time. Because somebody told me, no, he don't deserve no time. Like, yo, you crazy. Yo. You said, well, let's talk about what, Lashane? Let's talk about what? Talk about what? about me thinking that he wasn't gonna get out of this without doing time. He gonna do some time. You said I talked to my three grandsons, 19, 16, and 12. Yeah, right. Consistently. You got to. He was not gonna get out of this without doing no time. You said how this could have been avoided easily. He could have got up and walked away. Like, all right, bro, you got that. All right. He could have been saying some stuff as he leaving, giving some parting words, but all right, you got that. It's like that. Okay. I don't want to be around your funky tent anyway. You know what I'm saying? You got that. All right, homeboy, you got that. And then your feelings would have been hurt, but you wouldn't be going to jail. Or the Metcalf boy should have went and got a teacher. Say, yo, this guy's not leaving. He's causing us trouble, and had the teacher deal with it. But nobody was thinking. Yeah, and who he acting like him and Mello ain't friends like that. He didn't even take up for him so whatsoever. It's crazy. I think all the kids was like looking like ooh ooh ooh, like that. Yeah, it could be avoided easily. Lashane, cooler heads prevail, but people don't even yeah, these young kids, man, they don't think like that all the time. Just both of them walk away. That's it. Or somebody in the crowd should have separated them, but nobody did that. Obviously, ain't nobody hold nobody back, so they just was watching. I bet you more people recorded it. I bet you they got recordings of it. Bet you they do. But the lawyers, they don't want them recordings. And I think, I don't want to get into that, but I think somebody had the cell phones out. Somebody had to have recorded it because they were mouthing off before that. And kids are quickly to pull out their cell phones. No, we're not going to know if there was a deal on the table that's not made public. I'm assuming it could have been, but they don't always have to give you a deal. You said, but that push is what set it off. I think Carmelo didn't expect Austin to push him. Right. It could have set it off. I mean, I don't want to keep talking about myself because I've been pushed before. I pushed back though. Yeah, you said something is covered up. Maybe him and his brother was towering over him. It could have been something like that too. But then, how come they didn't say that in court? Like, there's so much stuff the lawyer could have said, man. Or maybe he didn't have nothing to say. Maybe really was just that one dude, and he popped him. It's crazy, man. You said, "Oh, you all are coping and working through it. God bless." And you're gonna sit up there and say God bless after you said something like that. You said, "Oh, you actually sitting up there trying to be funny." You said, "Oh, you all are coping to it on God bless." Stop it. I think he might have pushed him in the face. I think he got mushed, or slapped or something. You said cope more. Will you stop, please? You said his coach did tell him he needs to be a leader and step up. Yeah, cute. He might have got mushed in the face, something like that. Yeah, it could have been they had a history of running into each other before. Could have been something. But I don't know. They saying they never seen him. I don't know. He wouldn't have had a mark on him for a mush. He wouldn't have had a mark on him. But oh, the D cleat move. Oh, when you push and then have him fall back, he could have done that as well. That's a football move. He could have done that too. You said did he call him watermelon man or some a watermelon felon? And he said we fought in the Civil War over y'all and y'all are like we ungrateful or something. No damn well he didn't fight no damn Civil War. He was going on. It don't even make sense what he was saying. That's how I know he getting ready to crash out. I know probably some racist term thrown out at each other. MF for this, MF for this, fat, F this, F that. Yeah, it could have been a lot of stuff they were saying. And and it just happened just like that. But how can it be avoided, Lashane? You got to learn cooler heads prevail and walk away. That's it. You said perfect psyop. That's what it seemed like. He did take it to the Civil War time. He said, "We don't fought over the Civil War for y'all." He said, "Y'all didn't even have the right to vote in the 1960s." Damn. Okay. He took it down like, dang. He said, "Y'all ain't even had the right to vote." Okay. And y'all sitting up here complaining. Why do you have a knife? I don't know. I used to carry a knife. I used to carry it for protection, even though I didn't like carrying it. You say he's also naive. Yeah, he got ignorant with it. He got full. That's why I said that he got full nuclear with the family. You know what I'm saying? He don't brought up the Civil War. He said we fought. He said, and he said I'm Native American. He said we were here before y'all. And you know what else he said? I don't have to be right in what I'm saying right now. He said what I'm saying is not right and is wrong, but I'm saying it anyway because he's just mad. He said what he's saying ain't got to be right. You said the problem is okay. Here go because we live here. A10 again. Here you go. He said the problem is a thug took out a knife to school. Excuse me, the thug took a knife. He said a thug took a knife to school. He wasn't no thug. You said Mr. Metcalf is ignorant. He went full nuclear. He said y'all ain't even had the right to vote in the 1960s. You know, cutie, Lashane, he said all that. Went nuclear on us. He called Charleston White a crackhead, looked like a crackhead. He said another lady that was in the courtroom, he said she looked like a whale. He said he don't know if she using the right right photo or not, but she looked crazy. Yeah, he did the stereotypes, D-Rock. Yeah, he probably did dehumanize with some word. They both did it. They both weren't backing down. It's crazy, bro. He going. That's how he going right now, crashing out. He gonna crash out some more too. I'm gonna see. It's probably gonna be another recording of him soon because he know he looked silly this morning, and everybody talking about it. That's gonna make him even more upset. Anyway, guys, let me get out of here. I'll be back a little later because I want to talk about this Guthrie situation because they said she might be in Mexico. Nancy Guthrie, Savannah Guthrie mother. They said she might be buried in Mexico somewhere. You said he went nuclear on the ex-wife. Yeah, he did. Him and his ex-wife ain't even together now. All right, let me get out of here, guys. I'll talk to you guys later. Um, yeah, I'll talk to you guys later, man. The next show is going to be on Nancy Guthrie because the search is picking up in Mexico right now. They got a tip that the grave is in Mexico, so I'm gonna come back with that. All right, guys. I'll talk to y'all later.